Hi, Sergeant Zach. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you doing?
Oh, better and better. You know who this is?
I do not.
That's Tommy Wasserberg.
Hi, how are you doing now?
Better and better, thanks.
What's going on today?
There's been a development.
Okay.
Um, the one of the people involved in the uh, organization that's harassing me is a mentally unwell transgender person in Aiken, South Carolina, and they went and made a complaint of me harassing them to the City of Aiken Public Safety Office.
Okay.
I spoke with Captain Sawyer, Martin Sawyer, this morning. Um, I've never seen it because I can't afford the police reports. But Golden and Brady have both acknowledged that there are crimes being committed.
Is that Detective Golden?
Correct.
Okay.
And Brady is your Sergeant Brady. There might be others, but those two stand out because they both, one of them, Golden, because the original deal between me and uh, he's captain now. Um, what's his name? It's
Um,
Jim
is it?
Scott.
Oh, okay, Captain Scott. Okay.
Right. It started actually he was captain because Mirzak then uh, at a demonstration outside the Hotel Congress. I jerked him up in the crowd, and he told me to contact him in the office, and he referred me to Scott. And Scott said they'd look at it and see if it merited it, the FBI would be called in. Uh, it got handed off to Winsky, and they did nothing but like investigate me. Um, and he explained at the outset that you lacked jurisdiction. What he didn't explain was that you lack a cyber crime team. Not only do you not have the jurisdiction, but you don't have the tools to investigate. Um, and I don't remember if it was you, one of the lady OPS people a few weeks ago verified that I'm not the only victim.
Okay, it wasn't me. Do you remember who you spoke to?
Well, Macdel and Morales were the other two that I've spoken to. I think this might be the first time we've spoken.
Oh, okay.
But definitely, one of them confirmed that there are other cybercrime victims that you can't do anything about because you don't have the investigative tools. Um, and anyway, Golden at one point acknowledged that there were crimes, but he wasn't going to call the FBI because he didn't want to risk his reputation. Then Brady, I've been pressing for several weeks for there was swatting last summer, and I've been pressing for several weeks. Like, why has the FBI not been called in for assistance since you are incapable of investigating crimes that you acknowledge are being committed? And I think it was Morales was the last one I talked to about that. She's like shrugging. She said, I can't force them to give you an answer. And that's where it's at. And now here we've got a situation where the Aiken, I've got a video of the conversation where the captain is, asking me to send him. Well, I offered. And he said, send it to me, and he'd look at it, and he wouldn't be shy about calling in the FBI if it merited it.
And who was it that said that? Captain Scott?
Sawyer at
Sawyer.
Aiken.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that's where it is today. It's like, I would like something from you all, a summary or something saying what your findings are, something. I mean, I think I've got something coming in writing at this point, explaining what has happened and why it's happening. And I need, something to give to Aiken, so that they can do something about it.
Okay. You could always, Tommy, if you wanted to, you could always keep that captain. Do you have a phone number for him
For Captain in
in Aiken?
yeah.
You could always put them into contact with us to get a copy. I know that Sergeant Peterson had an investigation before he was promoted to lieutenant. Regarding all of this, he could always request a copy of Lieutenant Peterson's investigation that he did. Or you can request it too as well. I know that you mentioned that you didn't want to have to pay for it, but
Well, I could pay for one. It's just that there's over 100 of them.
Okay.
The one that Peterson did would be a good number to have, though.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. I'll give you that number.
Go ahead.
It's 19-0552.
That's all.
That's it. Yep, that's the whole case number. Because our numbers here in OCS are different than like a typical case number that you would get.
Got it.
So you could always give that. You can always request a copy of that yourself through our records department.
Yeah, I can handle $5.
What's that?
I can handle $5 for the one copy.
Yeah, you can do that. And like I said, you can also give that number to the captain, Captain Sawyer, and have him request a copy as well for his case file.
Right. Oh boy, so I pretty much can just write off any response from TPD at this point. Yes.
Oh, I know that I haven't read through the case file that Lieutenant Peterson did before he left the office, but I think that would probably be pretty enlightening in terms of what he did look into. Obviously without having read through the case files, I can't give you a better answer than that.
Well, it's I pretty much know the answer because I've spoken to law enforcement and lawyers about this for years. There's very little that can be prosecuted to begin with.
And you mentioned that the transgender person lives in North Carolina. It's in Aiken, is that correct?
South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina, okay. And yes, that we do run into that jurisdictional issue. They would be the ones responsible for.
Yeah, it's a federal thing though. This gang has 2,000 targets. One of the gangs. There's a smaller gang that put me onto a bigger gang, and that's where they found this person was in the bigger gang.
Oh, okay.
And the bigger gang has 2,000 targets. And there's been dozens of complaints to the FBI, and my experience with them, I haven't bothered them in years, is that the individual complaints, the financial losses are not substantial enough, and the threat to public safety is not substantial enough to merit their attention.
What about the Attorney General's office? Have you ever?
Same thing.
Oh, I see.
Same thing. I'm back to square one. Is that nobody's going to listen to me unless a law enforcement agency files the complaint. And that's what I've been, trying to make happen for the last 10 years. Because it's, and here law enforcement guys are saying, well, there's crime, but you got a really strong civil suit. For years they've been telling me that. And it's like, well, hey, then I talked to a lawyer about that, and they're like, well, good luck, and I'm not touching it for less than $25,000. And that's just a rough guess, and I'm not getting any guarantees because it just because of the nature of the crime, where it's invasion of privacy by misappropriation of media, and catching the people and stopping them is, you got to lock them up, okay, to stop them, because all they're going to do, you get takedown orders, and all they do is change their name and start doing it again. So that's where we're at. It's like it's pretty futile for me to even consider suing any of them. I will be suing the hosts, and I will be suing the law enforcement agencies.
Yeah, no, I can understand how frustrating that is.
Oh, it's terrible, and I, it's a class matter. I'm not the only victim, and I'm not alone in this. I'm connected to one group that has several thousand people complaining about harassment from all over the world, all different kinds of stuff. This one group of targeted individuals, and nobody can get a lawyer. Because lawyers few lawyers are competent, and the law has no teeth. And they went and opened up the internet. It's like the Wild West out there. And if you have, I'm gonna wrap up because I got other things to do, and so do you, I'm sure. If you have your contact information public, you're automatically targeted. And if you're a dissident author, you're going to get professionals in there feeding the sociopaths that are coming after you for being different. Which is what's happening to me and numerous other people with this site, and it's somebody's got to take them down. It's like, I'm not going to be able to stop them, and I'll be lucky to be able to protect myself and get some punitives out of the hosts.
Well, it sounds like Captain Sawyer is willing to listen, right?
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, Tommy, I will give him that OPS number that I just gave you.
I'm going to
request a copy of that case file.
Yeah, he can get that. I'll just pass the number to him.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Sure, not a problem. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Happy day. Bye.